Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
The Black Tax. There's an African proverb that starts out that says, respect yourself and you will get it back. At one point in my career, I was working for two different companies. One was an ad agency in Miami, the other was a commercial talent agency in Los Angeles. And every 15 days, I would fly between the two. My boss in Los Angeles was cool with it because of the amount of business I was giving them from the ad agency that I was working in. And we had done several major campaigns, all of which I created, all of which I was able to get sold internationally and digitally. So my boss, a white woman, somewhat touchy feely, and I would have to say, hey, that's a little uncomfortable. Please don't do that. And she was like, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm a very touchy-feely kind of woman." And I was like, "I understand that you're a very touchy-feely kind of woman, but it makes me uncomfortable." And she says, "Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable." So we are heading to one of the biggest meetings this woman has ever had and this agency has ever had. And she is meeting with a cruise line, and I have a meeting with a fast food restaurant, like corporate headquarters. And we're staying in a hotel that's kind of in between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Easier for us to get up in the morning, get to our places, come back and regroup because our office was in the process of being repainted and fumigated, or so that we had to find a temporary space to work. So I'm in my room getting dressed. We're in a suite, and there are four bedrooms. There's a living room, dining room kind of space, kind of hangout bar space, overlooking the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful location. She's there. Her two daughters are there. I'm there, and I'm getting dressed. So I'm dressed. There's a knock on the door, and I asked who it is, and it was my boss, who's also the owner of the agency. I said, "Come in," and she opened the door, and I am just finishing up getting dressed. I've got everything ready to go. I've got my bag packed, and she wants to have a pep talk. And I was like, okay. So it's like, what's happening? She's like, well, I need to talk to you about this meeting. Are you okay? Are you comfortable? Do you think you can handle it? I said, I'm the one who got the meeting. Yes, I can handle it. They love what I already put together. So this is more of a formality than anything else, but we can make it work. So I'm confident that tonight when we celebrate your win, we'll be celebrating my win. And she comes in and she sits on my bed. I was already like, why is this woman sitting on my bed? So my spidey senses are going off because it's a very inappropriate kind of way she sat down. She sat down and she put her hands on the bed and she leaned back and she crossed her legs. Hmm. I was amazed she can cross her legs at her age, but that's neither here nor there. So she stands up and she says, I need to talk to you. And I was like, what's going on? I'm good. We got this. Don't worry about it. In my head, I'm still thinking it's all business. But I'm going to take a step back. The night before, we were out with some of her girlfriends and their boyfriends, all black men, all former athletes. And I don't listen. If that floats your boat, cool. It don't float mine, but if it floats yours, cool. So we're sitting in this kind of R&B karaoke live band kind of place, and the white women, the three of them, get up and they leave, and the black man was like, "Oh, we're gonna go out here and smoke," and I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna sit here. I'm fine. I don't smoke, so it's okay." And they go outside and smoke. So the table sitting next to me, the woman goes, "So you like old white women?" And I was like, "That's my boss. What are you talking about?" She says, "Is that your boss or is that your boss?" And I was like, "Ma'am, that is the woman I work for. I work for her ad agency. She's my boss. That's it." And so I was like, so the other girlfriends looking at each other like, and I was like, "What's the deal, y'all?" And so one said, sometimes black men can be so this dense. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be dense right now. And the black woman said, "Hmm, hmm, that white woman thinks you her man." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm her employee. Has she ever made any sexual advances towards you? Not really. I mean, hey, how you doing? You looking good today? Kind gestures, the way I dressed or whatever." And she's like, "Mm-hmm. That's the setup." And I looked at them and I was like, "Okay." So when she came in my room the next day to have this conversation, that was still in the back of my head. And she's like, "Well, listen, I think we need to figure out what we're doing." And I was like, "What do you mean what we're doing? We are working. I work for the company. I bring in business. I get a paycheck. I fly to LA. I broker the deals with the actors. They come, they shoot the commercials or the jingles or whatever we're doing. We sell it. We move on." She's like, "I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about you and I." "What do you mean, you and I?" "There is no you and I. I am your employee, not your boyfriend, your husband to be, your lover. I am never going to be any of those things. I'm always going to be your employee." And before I knew it, this woman was throwing punches at me, scratching my face, and doing all this. Now, mind you, I'm in Florida, so I can't hit her back. I have to have defensive wounds because I'm trying to calm this situation down because orange in a jumpsuit, not my color. That is not my fashion sense, nor is it my fashion style. So I call for her daughters, and now they are rushing in the room and they see their mom striking me and scratching at me, and I've got my arms extended out, and they pull her off. And they're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? He's not in love with me. He lied to me. He made me feel like we were going to be a couple. Fuck him. I don't want." And I was like, "Okay, listen. I don't know how we got here at all. However, you have to get to where you need to get to. I got to get to where I need to get to. We need to talk about the business and growing this brand. And then what happened here now, we can deal with that tonight. But right now, business first." One of the daughters like, "You're right, Malik. You're right. You're right. Okay. Are you going to be okay?" I said, "Don't worry about this. I can explain all this. Don't sweat that. I'm good. I got this." So they leave. I go to the balcony. I see them get in their car and I see them drive off. Now, my meeting at the fast food chain, I know the new CMO. So I call her and I was like, "Hey, can we change this appointment? Um, Something came up and I'm not going to be able to make it. Or we can just do it over the phone. I've got to fly back to LA." She's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm not, but I got to get back to LA." And she says, "No, that's fine. That's fine. All I want to do is talk to you about some slight changes we want to make in your marketing plan. And if you can make those adjustments, then I'll just send you over the contract. Great. Whatever you want, I'll make the changes. If the money's still going to be the same, fine. If you need to make a change in the account, that's fine too. Don't worry about it. We'll make it all work for you." She said, "Cool." I call one of our clients who happens at the time to be AirTran and try to get a flight out of Florida to LA. I spoke to customer service. She's like, "Oh, no problem. We can get you, if you can get this, we have a flight flying out in an hour. If you can get here, we can get you to Atlanta. However, we can't get you to LA for another 6 hours. There's a 6 hour layover." I was like, "Great, I'll take it. I just got to get to LA." And no problem. So I packed my things in my bags, head to the airport, get on a plane. Once I'm in the air, I start typing my letter of resignation. Once I land in Atlanta, I send my letter of resignation via email, text, and then I CC daughters. So once I'm in Atlanta, I turn my Blackberries off because I had two at the time. I turn them off, put them in my bag, settle in for this 6 hours, and then I go back and I write a very detailed resignation letter. The first one was an easy one. I quit. I didn't explain it at all. And then I went into great detail. Everything I could think of, every inappropriate moment that I passed off as something, as a banter, I should not have. I explained it all. Well, I get to LAX. I land, I grab my phones, I turn my phones on. I see all these text messages from her. I see phone call, missed call, missed call. I think there had to be at least 20, 25 text messages, maybe 30, 40 missed calls. And it's like a frantic kind of situation. So the phone rings and I look at it and it's her. And I answered the phone and I said, "Good evening. How are you?" She's, "Oh my God, you're okay. I got so worried. We've been calling all the hospitals. We don't know what happened to you. Okay, are you fine? Where are you?" I said, "I'm in Los Angeles." She says, "What are you doing in Los Angeles?" I said, "Did you not read my email?" "What email?" "You should read my email." And I hang the phone up. Get my bag. I get out of the airport. I get to the bus stop because I live on the bus line from the airport. I get my bags. Do 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 do. I'm heading home. I get home, drop my bag, sit on my couch, and the phone rings again. And she's yelling, "You're a coward. You're a fucking coward. You can stand here and, and figure this out. What's wrong with you? Real men don't do this." And I let her yell, and I let her scream. And then I said, real men don't put themselves in situations where white women can have them locked up. Real men don't ever allow a situation like you just did to continue to happen and take "I'm sorry, it'll never happen again" when they know in the back of their minds it's going to happen again. You are a horrible human being. You are disrespectful. You have attacked me because I wouldn't have sex with you. So I have to figure what I'm going to do with this. One thing I can tell you is I'm not going to work for you ever again. I'm never coming to Florida again. I'm never going to see you. So this will be the last time we speak. If you have anything you want to talk about, you will put it in an email. If you choose not to put it in an email, that's your choice, but I'm never going to work for you ever again. You have a good night. And I hung the phone up. I blocked her phone number. I blocked her daughter's phone numbers so they couldn't text me, call me. But I left the email open, not because I wanted a resolvement, but because I needed to make sure that she wasn't going to try some bullshit, get me hemmed up in her bullshit and make it work. Um, once I got to the home, I went to an urgent care so they could look at the cuts and the scratch, all the cuts that I have on my face, the deep nail cuts, and all of that stuff. It's difficult to understand when you are the one who is being sexually. It's not the word I'm looking for. When the aggressor is a woman and you're the man in that sexual aggression, how we are expected to just take it. We're not supposed to have some level of moral fiber to it. I learned very early in life, 7 to be exact, that I am never to deal with white women on a sexual level. I learned at 7 the power of white tears. I learned at 7 the power of being a white woman and how I could be arrested, how I can be beaten, how I could lose everything, and that I was to proceed with caution every time I was put into a space where they were. Now, I know some people are going to say, "Oh, not all white women are that way," or we're not, it depends. All I can say to that is what the great and powerful James Baldwin said. I quote, "I may not know you personally, but I do know you historically." That could have ended really bad for me. I could be arrested for attempted rape. I could have gone to jail, all because this white woman did not get her way. So, brothers, do not fall for the okey doke when these white women, your boss, your co workers, your subordinates, start making passes at you. That is not the space you want to do or be in because it will end poorly for you, my sisters. Men go men. But when you're in that situation and a man, white or black, is trying to push up on you, you document it. You document every time they do it. You make sure you keep accurate records. Same things for you, black men. Accurate records, time and date, because when they don't get their way, they make sure you get out of the way. Stay woke. We out.